Welcome, friends, to our Friday's class titled Yoga for Stress Reduction. We are in the process of exploring the earth element. And what are the things I want to say about the earth element today? I want to say that the earth element cares about the big picture. It likes to unify the whole, all of the other elements. It stabilizes and helps center, gives a little helping hand to holding the center. So what is the purpose of this idea of holding the center or being centered? Really, it's this place where we can access a sense of ease and peace in our body, mind, and spirit. So here's the beautiful part about that team. When any one part of that team is offline, we can use another. For example, when your mind is offline, so if you're worrying or ruminating, obsessing, you can use your breath and your body to bring yourself back to a place of center. Or if your body is in pain or discomfort, you can use your breath and mindful awareness to bring yourself back to center. And sometimes we have that special situation where both of those things are offline, in which case you go right to connecting to something greater than yourself. So maybe that's nature, maybe that's the universe, maybe that's God. So for today, I have nicknamed this class, It Takes a Team. Okay, friends, welcome to class. I'm going to meet you on the mat. We're going to start in a tall, comfortable seat, and we're going to integrate some hand practices today. Right, so we're going to use that as mindful breathing. And once you start to lengthen yourself up, curl your fingers into your palms and let your palms rest down on your legs or somewhere comfortable on your body. And then when you're ready to inhale, open your palms as if you were making starfish. Slow, easy breath in. And then when you're ready to exhale, curl your fingertips in. Take a few rounds of this mindful breathing. Soften through your belly so we can start to calm the nervous system. Using this present moment experience of your hands and your breath simply to be in the present moment. Release that breathing pattern. Let's continue with caring for our hands by interlacing your fingers, and then place your palms together, and then draw your elbows slightly in front of your ribs. Okay, so all of this is feeling the containment, and we're going to add in a little bit of the core here. So when you're ready to inhale, lift your elbows and drop your fingers downward. Right, so there is a little sensation at the fingers, go easy. And then when you're ready to exhale, draw the elbows down and return to that original position. Okay, take a few rounds there. Right, soft belly as you breathe in. Lightly firm as you breathe out. And so earth has a tendency to overdo, right? So overhelp or over support, and it will drain itself in the efforts to help another. Right? So simply feel your breath. And then release that breathing pattern. Let your legs come forward. And then let's take a gentle stretch. Draw the right heel in towards the body. All right, so here's a variation of head to knee. Start to allow your body to drape down towards the earth. All right, so maybe you allow your head to drop. Allow the stretch to feel good, right? That sense of ease in your body, right? Not trying to get, down towards the earth, simply greeting a little stretch in the back body. Okay, no hurry. Let's shift out of the shape and find the other side. And then taking support, right? So maybe you use blankets or pillows to prop that bent knee, or maybe you even put a little bent knee in the long leg. And as you allow your body to move down towards the earth, right? So come from that place of ease. Right? Notice the sensation, maybe at the back of the leg, your hamstrings, or maybe at the low back. Right? Take in the big picture, right? Maybe you notice tension in your face and your jaw. And begin releasing out of the shape. Draw your body directly down onto the mat in constructive rest pose. And once you sense your back body on the earth, place your hands below your navel. All right, so deep into your core. Just let your hands reside there. And take a moment, take a breath. Just honoring that place where your breath is part of that team that can bring you back into your center. Now begin dropping your attention into your feet. Right? So sense the bottoms of your feet. See if you can get the weight evenly at the bottoms of your feet. And now we're going to coordinate breathing with a gentle push, right? So as if you were trying to maybe put a stamp on an envelope. Right? Take a light breath in. And then as you exhale, press ever so lightly into the right foot. Give it time until you can feel that sensation drop into your core or into your center. And your inhale releases. And then switch over to the other side. Right, so adding a little support with a light press right? Remember not to overdo or to push or to grab, just a light press. And then soften. Okay, do one more side to side, paying attention, that mindful awareness of your body. Relax all that tension into the earth. All right, so sense that ease that runs through the body. Start to draw your right knee up into your right hand. And so this is preparing for a Tamasana somatic movement to release tension and to regulate the nervous system, particularly tension in the abdomen. Slide your left hand behind your head. And let's take this as a breathing, moving. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your elbow and your knee towards each other. All right, take your time. And then your inhale will return you back into neutral. And complete 2 or 3 more rounds. Just drop into your breathing. And when it feels like you've had enough, just release out, come back into that neutral. And then set up for the other side. And so we're using our hands to support the body, right? So this way the leg is not working and your neck is not working as we come through this movement, right? So really it's a core-centered movement. Let's begin together. Take a breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Sense what's happening in your center. Okay, breathe and move 2 or 3 more rounds. You might start to notice the belly coordinating to support and stabilize the lift. Release, come back to that constructive rest. Just pause here and take a mindful breath. Now let's come into a classical yoga position that helps support the core. Draw your knees in towards your belly. And then draw your hands out towards your sides. So this is called belly roll. So the key here is to keep pulling your knees towards your chest and to keep your feet together. Right, so tailbone can be in either position. Maybe it's in neutral down towards the floor, or maybe it's tipped up towards the ceiling. Find something that is nurturing to your low back, and then let's begin. Start to draw your knees and your feet over to the right just a little bit. So maybe to 1 o'clock and then pause there. All right, start to feel all the muscles in the center, recruiting to help hold your body in this position. And if it starts to feel like it's going into overwhelm, just back off a little bit. And shoulders are down. Notice where you feel it. All right, so strengthening through your center. Okay, let's release that work. Draw your knees back into center. This time, use your hands and draw your knees out towards your armpits. All right, so it's in a butterfly shape. And start to release this action of the hip flexors. See if you can release the gripping in your legs. And then take a breath to your pelvic floor. As you inhale, diaphragm comes down, pelvic floor goes downward. And as you exhale, hug your pelvic floor up and in and your diaphragm up and in. Inhale, soften. Exhale, firm. And then once again, draw your knees together. Let your hands be by your sides. And start to pull your toes back towards your head and keep your knees together. And then drop your knees slightly off to the left. Maybe at 11 o'clock. Right, keep the shoulders down. Right, and now the brain knows we're going to be here for a little bit. So as you're greeting the discomfort possibly in your hip flexors, right, try not to go into an overwhelmed place. Take 2 more light breathing cycles here. Return the knees back to center, lower your legs down, and now slide your heels all the way out. Stay with the sensation at the hips. And then roll directly onto your belly with your elbows bent close to the earth in crocodile. So those earth meridians, quite a bit of them are run up and down the left and right side of your torso. Right? So simply opening through the abdomen here is caring for those meridians. And then start to lift your head up just a little bit so you can feel your back muscles engaging, but very lightly. Right? Notice the organization through the core to lift you just a little bit. And now let's draw the left knee out to the side. Right? So maybe you feel the weight shift into your right body. And then turn your head to look over your shoulder. So you're in a side bend position. And just notice where you feel it. And then let's release this shape, come back to the center. And then over to the other side. All right, so shift your body a little bit over to the left. Draw your right leg out to the side. And then, I should say, shift your body as much as you need to draw your leg comfortably out to the side. Right? And then a little lift. Look over that right shoulder, down towards that right leg. And so here's the side bend. And sense yourself as you're breathing. All right, so that whole picture. All right, moving in a way that's calming, using calming breath to allow the whole being to be centered. And let's release out of this side bend and shift the shape into child's pose. All right, make sure you take some time to take as much propping as you need. And let your focused, mindful awareness drop into your low back and feel your breath energy expand into that low back area. And then maybe as you exhale, let go of a little bit that you're carrying that's weighing you down. And just make a little space there. Let's shift out of the shape into all fours. And we're going to integrate a little bit of strength here. So once you come to this all fours shape, walk your hands one palm forward. And as you inhale, shift your body forward. All right, so coming forward into a modified plank. And then as you exhale, curl your chin in towards your chest and shift your body weight back. Right, maybe you turn your toes under to energize your feet. Right, if that doesn't feel good, just simply return to a comfortable place. And let's move to and fro just a couple of rounds. Right, moving forward, greeting your strength, pressing into the mat, feel your core. And then as you shift back, press through your palms, feel that draw into your center as your abdominals contract. And as the body starts to shift forward again, walk the hands back into that all four shape again and turn your toes under. All right, so option here to simply shift back in a child's pose shape or to lift up into a short stance of downward facing dog. So wherever you decide, press through your palms and shift your tailbone back and down or back and up. Keep pressing through your palms so you can access your center here. Right? Remember, it takes a team of support through your core. Let's add that layer of the breath. Right? Easy in. Firm as you exhale. Right, one more. And then release your knees down onto the floor. And then let's draw our bodies directly up into standing. Right, so Earth holds the center. So let's find that steady, holding those arms in the steady, ready posture. So maybe feet just outside the hips, not too far, and arms resting in the air as if on a beach ball. Just let yourself kind of greet this place, feel the steadiness. And now here's the breathing, moving pattern. As you inhale, lift your arms, let the knees lengthen a little bit. And as you exhale, coordinate, step your right leg forward just a little bit and push the palms forward. Inhale, pull the elbows back, step backward. And then exhale, little bend in the knees, press the palms downward. And then come back to that steady ready. All right, so coordinate it again. Inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, same leg, step forward and push. Inhale, pull your elbows back, step back. And exhale, press down and ground. Steady, ready. Other side. Inhale, up. Exhale, step the left leg forward and push. Inhale, slide the elbows back, return. And exhale, ground down. All right, one more that side. Steady. Begin. And then once you return to that steady place, step the right leg back into a warrior one stance, and then draw your elbows and your hands into a W shape. So sliding your shoulder blades down, anchoring through both legs. Right, pay attention to where your ribs are. Right, draw the ribs downward to engage your core. Right, connect to the whole picture. You're using your arms to activate your core. You're using your legs to steady you. And then just notice where your mind is at. What's happening in your breath? Now let's combine those moving energy arms. Draw steady, ready out in front. And keeping those warrior one legs, let's begin. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, push that weight forward with your hands. Maybe lean forward a little bit. Right, so moving the body in space. Inhale, draw those elbows back in, chest lifts. Exhale, firm the arms down. Return to those centered arms. Repeat. Up, out, in, down. Back to the center. One more round. And then once you've finished, step that back leg forward. Left leg steps back, warrior one. And then find that W shape, where palms are up in the air, elbows are sliding towards the back of your rib cage. Right, check in with that mindful activation. Activate your legs, anchor down. Activate your core. Draw your shoulders downward and sense that containment of your center. Right? Maybe you sense where your head is in space. Head over shoulders. Find those centered arms. All right, so they're relaxed and ready. And then let's have 3 rounds. Inhale, up. Out. In. Firming downward, grounding down. Come back to your center. Okay, 2 more. Breathe your way through. Your core is holding you so you have the ability to move well. And once complete, step forward and step wide. Let's turn our attention to the right side of the body. Put a little bend in that right knee, and then take your hands down that right thigh bone towards your knee. So you're starting to side bend over this leg. All right, so offering yourself care and nurturing. Maybe the body stays up here and side bends. Maybe your hands drift down towards the foot or your floor. Right, remembering that earth has that care quality, that nurturing quality. So allow yourself to care for your back body, taking a bend that feels good, and take a couple of breaths, right? Just letting it release. Just allow as many muscles of your body to release downward with gravity. Shift your body to the center, right? So drift your arms back through the center. Put a little bend in both knees. And then start to walk your elbows to the bones of the legs. Pause there. Just give the back a moment. And then draw your body up into the center. And then let's focus ourselves onto the left leg. Put a little bend in that left knee. And slowly ease yourself downward. Remember, you start to feel it as a melting sensation. And just releasing that tension downward towards the earth. And I notice right away I have one side of my body that releases quicker than the other. Right, so as humans, we're unique. We have different tension or holding patterns. Right, so Earth likes to hold it all together, but maybe we don't have to work so hard to hold it all together. Take a soft breath in. And a soft breath out. All is well. Take a soft breath in. And out. Okay, once again, softly shift towards the center, right? Adjust your feet. So Earth helps with transitions, make slow transitions. Elbows to the leg bones. Pause there for a moment. Okay, stay in your body, notice what you feel. And then slowly start to bring yourself to standing. And then draw your feet slightly together so that they're underneath your hips. And then reach your arms out to the side as if you were going to make your body into an A shape. We're going to use these arms to help us balance. Begin shifting the weight into the left leg. Maybe put a little bend in that left leg. Okay, start to lift the toe on the right. All right, so using the center or the limbs close to the center to find balance. Use your core. And then let the foot come down. Return to that tall stance. Put a little bend in your knees. All right, so let the weight move downward. Put a little bend in your knees. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Lengthen back up. Find that A shape. All right, notice what your ribs are doing. All right, so if they flared, pull them back in. Start to shift into that right leg. So bending in, feeling your body shift in space. Okay, lifting the heel. And then float the foot when you're ready. All right, so balance doesn't need to be a big movement. Right, we can do small things to find balance. I find this foot wants to keep touching down on the floor. All right, so if that's you, just keep returning to your balance. All right, staying in the practice of the return. And then find both feet on the floor. Place your hands below your navel. Put a little tiny bend in your knees. Okay, now start to turn your attention to your sternum, right? So right when those ribs come together and below your belly button. And now make a little bow shape. So it's a little tiny back bend where you're opening through the belly, you're stretching through your belly, but you're not bending backward per se. You're just you're bowing this shape from the front, from your pubic bone to your sternum. All right, so you're not overarching, just lifting through your chest, feeling that activation of the spinal extension. And now let's release that little back bend. Drop your hands onto your knees and make your way into a forward fold. Care for your body. Right? Maybe it's your blood pressure and keep your head above your heart. Right? Maybe those deep folds are not friendly for your body and you use some propping to help support the low back. Right? Or maybe you want to give your hamstrings a little more care in this by pressing your feet into the earth and activating your legs. With the intention of caring for yourself more deeply. Take a few breaths. Then release the shape that you're in and then draw your body directly down onto the mat. Come directly into constructive rest. Maybe grab a hold of a strap and keep the strap handy. Okay, so let's tune into that whole body, mind, and being team. Notice where your head is at. Notice the sensation of your body on the earth. And let's draw the right knee in towards the body and place the strap on the bottom of the foot. And then draw the right foot upward. Right, so using the strap so that you're not over efforting in any place. So maybe drop your elbow down towards the earth. And then once you've set the posture, now tune back into your breathing. Right, just feel yourself breathing in and out comfortably. Okay, lightly begin to activate your core support as we take that right leg off of center just a little bit. So it's not a big movement. Take that right foot out to the side just a little bit, maybe even turn your toes out to the right. Right, so you're just a little bit off center. Right, allow those muscles of your core to lightly engage to hold that lever off center. And then draw the foot back into neutral. Release the strap, let the foot find the earth. And then let's drop into that left side. Just allowing the body to respond. And so once the foot comes up, maybe you put a little bend in the knee if the foot's not exactly moving upward or if the hamstrings have discomfort. And allow that supporting arm to come down towards the earth so you're not over-recruiting muscles that you don't need here for the hamstring stretch. Okay, now remember when we came back into the very beginning of class where we lightly pressed into our feet? Maybe you add that light press of that right foot just a little bit to help you engage the core. And now let the foot drift off to the left just a little bit. So if we're at 12, maybe it's moving to 11. And turn the toes slightly out towards the side. Breathe. Return that leg back to the center. Release the strap, let the foot come down to the earth. Place the heels of your palms into your hip crease, and we're going to connect to our core with a little bit of traction. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, firm the heels of your hands downward into those hip creases. Right? So you're pressing your leg muscles away, and then draw your navel up and in. And your in-breath will release that. If it feels comfortable, you can firm your low back and come through that same traction where you're firming your low back, pressing the heels of your palms. You might start to feel that whole center compress and move up and in. And then release. Grab a hold of some propping, maybe a blanket or a pillow if it suits you today. As we find that last posture of class, offer a little support to the back of the knees. Just remembering that that earth nurtures. And maybe put a little bit of support behind the head. And then let your attention turn inward to your center. And soften through the belly. Let your body grow heavy. At the back of the head, back of the shoulders, the pelvis. Let your arms and legs melt into the mat. And sense the whole of the body as a steady mountain. Unshakable. Let your attention go deeper into your being. And sense your aliveness. Return your attention to soft belly breathing. Right? Breathe into your center. And then maybe you continue resting here, or you join me coming to a tall seat for closing class with 3 chants of Om. This beautiful practice of yoga that allows us to unite our team, our body, our minds, and our spirit. Okay, formulate an intention. Prepare. Om. 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 The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.